Welcome everybody. It's been fun as we get warmed up to this our first online show, and thank you for getting the technology going for us, Tanis. Seems to be working well. A message to all of you: if the screen freezes or you lose contact, don't do anything. It will reconnect itself. That's been our experience. So what I'm going to do is say a few words, and then we're going to have a slideshow, and I will introduce the art, each piece, and you'll have a good piece of time to view the art, and then we will have the announcement of the award winners. So it should take about an hour, so I hope you're comfortable. Um, but feel free to have a drink on me and go and get some of your own wine. So the catalogs, I have the catalogs as usual and the certificates, and they will be mailed to you. If you think I do not have your mailing address, please send it to me by email. I asked Angela earlier, and I've got Angela's, but if you think I don't have it, send it to me. So the theme for this show, Fleeting Moments, was selected by a group of Fortune John artists. And I think I sent out some thoughts about reflections on fleeting moments that I acquired. I'd just like to say a few words, put some context to this show. Mary and I are grandparents to 9 grandchildren, 5 boys and 4 girls. We watch their growth and development with interest and amazement. We share in their moments of joy and accomplishment, and we empathize with them in their times of disappointment and frustration. We listen to their concerns and to their aspirations, and we're intrigued about their perspectives, and we certainly worry about their futures. Our youngest grandson, who's in kindergarten, shows us what it's like in that moment in time when you're in that world of discovery, doing what you want to do, seeing everything as something to be explored and to be enjoyed. What it is like when you're in your zone. He provides to us an example of how to engage life with enthusiasm. For those of us in our mature years, being in the zone is an experience we all recognize and cherish. What is it that causes us to be in the zone but a fleeting moment? Why can't we use the experience and inherent learnings of our life to be in the zone each and every day? I think the part of the solution is being presented to us at this time of social distancing, of isolation. Life for us, and maybe for you, I'm sure, is being lived at a slower pace and certainly in a less consumptive way. My visa bill shows that very clearly to me. We're being required to engage with the immediacy of our home environment and the companionship of those we live with. It's a simpler and perhaps a more reflective lifestyle. I think we have an opportunity at this time, disentangled to a degree from the snags and concerns and cravings, to rediscover contentment in the immediacy of our surroundings and the joy of companionship. Tennessee Williams said, "The object of art is to make eternal the desperately fleeting moment." So I encourage you and myself to seize this time, this period of social isolation, to enjoy the simpler lifestyle and to use our increased freedom to get into the zone of creativity. I wish you at this time an extended, fleeting moment each day. so that you can capture in your art something of our situation for posterity. I'm going to think about how my grandson would interact with his day and try to copy him, because he certainly is always in the zone. I don't think this is going to be our only online show. I think we may have to use this format again, but who knows what comes around the corner. So again, thanks to Tanis for putting this idea forward. And you should know that this opening is being recorded and you'll be able to watch it at your leisure on our Facebook page and on our website. The show will also be shown on the Federation's website and on the North Peace Gallery website. In all instances, there will be no commission charged on any of the art that's sold, and the proceedings are identical. North Peace Gallery, the Federation, or anybody on our system, if they want to buy a piece of art, they contact me. I will then contact the artist, and the purchaser and yourself, can arrange for shipment and payment. Again, you should be, just like to remind everybody that all our activities continue to be supported by the replacement company for Encana, a new name company, Ovintiv, by the North Peace Art Gallery, by the Fort St. John Art Council, and the Fort St. John Rod and Gun Club. So thank you for their continued support. So I'm now going to begin the slideshow. So we have 60 pieces in the show, contributed by 20 different artists. So our first artist, the artists will be presented in alphabetical order, is Darlene Dotel. And I love the title for this piece, Chuck and Debbie Take a Vacation. This is a 43 by 26 inch oil on wood cradle on sale for $750. And Darlene said, this work cheekily represents that drunken couple, the most obnoxious of proudly Canadian travelers. I was driven to capture them mostly as a reminder to never to be that couple. The second piece from Darlene is entitled In My Mind's Eye. It's a 43, sorry, that's a wrong piece there. Let's have a look here. No, it's not. It's my fault. I'm reading from the wrong sheet. It's called Lace and Glads. Sorry for that. Darlene Dotel, it's 9.5 by 26 watercolor on paper. On sale for $500. Darlene writes, Lace and Glads is a celebration of both my grandmother's love of crochet and my love of gardening. I hope the image is coming through as beautifully clear on your screens as it does on mine. That's just a great picture. The next piece of Darlene's is called In My Mind's Eye, a 43 by 36 encosta on wood. It's a triptych. It's on sale for $900. Darlene writes, my admiration of both the strength and beauty of hollyhocks, combined with the depth of color one can achieve with an encaustic palette, has inspired this piece. Another piece by Darlene is called Three in a Bed. It's a 16 by 8.5 inch encaustic on wood on sale for $225. Darlene writes, poppies and encaustic are just a match made in heaven for me. I find the delicate fluid nature of both delightful. Darlene's final piece is called Soaking Up Sunshine. Reminds me of that little grandson of mine. A 20 by 16-inch oil on canvas board on sale for $450. And Darlene writes, Oliver is my 3-year-old grandson. To be 3 and enjoying ice cream on the stoop in the sunshine. Wouldn't we all like to be there now? Just having another look at that. That's good. Thank you, Darlene. Moving on, our next artist is Angela Fair. And her first piece is called Patchwork Flora. It's a 13.5 by 10-inch watercolor on paper on sale for $399. Angela writes, every flower's life is brief but beautiful. Angela's next piece is called Rushing Waters Study. It's a 14.25 by 10.5 watercolor on paper on sale for $449. Angela writes, standing by a rushing river, I always marvel at the volume of water swirling past to never touch those banks again. Angela's third piece is called Sunlit Moment. It's a 10.5 by 14.25 watercolor on paper on sale for $449. Angela writes, the quality of the light in this little forested corner stopped me in my tracks on my walk. How I wanted to shrink down to fairy size and make my home in this magical, light-dappled shelter. My wife has just bought me wine. That's considerate of you. Thank you. Our next artist is Elizabeth Hutchinson. And her first of 2 pieces is called Ephemeral Lullabies. It's a 30-inch by 40-inch oil on canvas on sale for $1,300. Elizabeth writes, memories are recreations of things that are fleeting. This moment forgotten reminds me of you and hits with such force that it brings you back beside me. Elizabeth's second piece is called Gather. It's a 20 by 20 oil on canvas on sale for $700. Elizabeth writes, this moment in time has communities facing adversity. May the turbulence pass like a strong wind and strip away all but the light of love and compassion. Our next artist is Rosemary Landry. Rosemary has 2 pieces in the show, and this one is called Hazy Days of Summer. It's a 16 by 12-inch acrylic on board on sale for $225. Rosemary writes, the mighty Peace River can be a raging torrent in the spring, and in the dog days of summer, when the canola fields are in bloom, it can be tranquil and serene. Rosemary's second piece is called Broken Promises. It's a 20 by 7¾ inch acrylic on board, on sale for $250. Rosemary writes, my patio water feature reminds me of a summer trip to Greece several years ago. The chickadee reminds me of the hundreds of birds that we feed during their winter migration north, and they expect to be fed. Our next artist is Kenneth Lane. And this is called Paradise Found. It's a 16 by 20 inch acrylic on canvas, on sale for $560. Sorry, not $720. Paradise Found, $720. This past April, I was paddling in Nanaimo, BC, in the same location that I began kayaking exactly 30 years ago. It occurred to me that in a way, 30 years can pass as a fleeting moment, since at that time, it felt as though I was paddling back through time. Floating on the ocean and being surrounded by the sights, sounds, smells, and memories is a moment that will be with me forever. And that picture comes through really well on my screen as well. And the second piece of Ken's is called A Perfect Day, obviously from the Peace Country. So this is a 16 by 20 inch acrylic on canvas, $560. Paddling down the Peace River with my brother, whom I rarely see, was a wonderful moment in time. This in of itself was a fleeting moment of pure joy. It then occurred to me that something as timeless as the Peace River can be viewed as a fleeting moment, since it is going to be forever changed by the building of a dam. More often than not, we cannot control the changing world around us, but we can take the time to savor those rare fleeting moments and take joy in our memories that we can collect as long as we take the time to notice. Our next artist is Gary Lowe. This is entitled Rosie. It's a 20 by 30 inch pastel on paper. This is a commissioned piece that Gary put in the show. This was a commission for Rosie's mum and means a lot to her, he writes. The reflection on the glasses and the subtle highs on the cheek were a challenge. Gary's next piece is called Jen. It's a 20 by 30 inch pastel on paper. Gary writes, when Jen agreed to a photo shoot, we worked outside and the shade from the spruce trees really enhanced the overall ambiance. Gary's third piece is called Mountain Man. A 20 by 20 pastel on paper, on sale for $800. Gary writes, I discovered this wonderful guy at the gun show in Dawson Creek. His appearance and personality cried out for a mountain backdrop. He was selling ammunition and firearms at the gun show, but his heart was still back in the images of the old Mountain West. I loved talking with him and doing his portrait. Gary's next piece is called Toby. It's a 20 by 30 inch pastel on paper. Gary writes, Toby is from Kenya. and she studied at UBC and works for the forestry in Dawson Creek. I met her at the farmer's market and she agreed to model for me. How lucky can you get to have a model like this? And Gary's final piece is called Pine Pass 1867. A 20 by 40 inch piece, acrylic on pastel, on sale for $2,200. Gary writes, George Mercer Dawson was well aware of the agrarian land that lay to the east of the Rockies. If it was to be made prosperous to all, a railway and market had to be developed. The Kicking Horse Pass was already discovered, and soon Major Rogers would be searching as well. There was a rumor of a northern pass, and 3 attempts were made to find it. The first 2 failed miserably. The exploration began on the west side of the mountains, and the First Nations people were unhappy about it. They had used that pass for eons, but would not reveal the route to these white intruders. So the going was impossibly tough. The last piece by Gary is called Page, and some of you will recognize Page. This is a 20 by 36 inch acrylic on panel for sale for $1,200. Gary writes, I was studying Las Meninas by my hero Diego Rivera, and Page agreed to pose in a similar way to Diego. I love the focus and concentration on Page's face as it reflects Goya's mood in his painting. Our next artist is Laurie McCallum. Challenge you to find the fawn in the bottom right-hand corner of this piece. This is Field of Dreams. It's 11 by 14 acrylic on canvas board, sale for $110. At the edge of the field, the early morning sun bursts through the trees to reveal this tiny fawn, sleeping peacefully, awaiting Mum's return. Another piece by Laurie called Rest Before the Rut. It's an 18 by 24 inch acrylic on canvas board, on sale for $445. Laurie writes, this big buck rests high in the Peace Hills, his instincts urging him to conserve his energy for what is about to come. Next piece by Laurie is called Trepidation at Twilight, a 28 by 34 inch acrylic on canvas, on sale for $795. This cautious buck picks his way warily across the open fields, always on guard, stopping to look and listen at every whisper of possible danger. Another piece by Laurie is called Curiosity, a 20 by 16 inch acrylic on canvas, on sale for $195. Laurie writes, this buck's curiosity got the best of him, and he just had to stop for a longer look before bounding away. Laurie's final piece is called Baby Bear, 16 by 20 inch acrylic on canvas, on sale for $175. Laurie writes, he scuttles quickly up the nearest tree, paying heed to Mum's every warning. Our next artist is Catherine Moe. This is a large piece. It's 58 by 48 inches. It's called Mama's Curtains, Woven Threads. It's acrylic on canvas. We sell for $500. And Catherine writes, threads of memories are woven together into a pattern of repeating lines and shapes. Memories of who we are, where we've been, and others before us overlap to become a twisted distortion of reality. Catherine has a second piece called Mama's Curtains, Who We Are. Again, 58 by 48, mixed media, $500. Catherine writes, moments in time, glimpses from the past, and places we've been, all invoke nostalgia and attach memories. These memories all help form who we are and become the tapestry of our lives. Now to Carl Musgrove. Carl's first piece is called Stampede. It's a 22 by 28 inch oil on canvas on sale for $800. Wild buffalo are becoming more plentiful again, being free and running wild. And Carl has a second piece in our show, and it's called Rogue Cow. A 24 by 48 inch oil on canvas at $900. Carl writes, once in a while there's a cow that likes to escape the herd and the excitement follows. Our next artist is Lynn Hatchie Nordhagen. It's called A Sunset Moment on the Farm. It's 4 inches by 12 inch oil on canvas on sale for $175. A sunset moment on the farm is that golden hour when the sun sinks down on the horizon and warms a winter day. Taking the time to appreciate these glowing moments when they grace our lives. We now have 3 pieces from Frances Obi. The first piece is titled Prairie Twilight. It's a 30 inch by 30 inch pastel and acrylic on panel. On sale for $1,290. Looking up in unique moments, I have found beauty, drama, insight, inspiration, and hope. Prairie Twilight is the result of finding all these attributes in a certain sky one night. Frances's second piece is called Dreamscape. It's a 24 by 24 pastel and acrylic on panel on sale for $825. Frances writes, inspired by misty oceanscapes off the Pacific Coast Highway, this painting invites the viewer to see beyond the reasoning mind and play with a different way of perceiving reality. The ocean sky, with its ever-changing character, seems to be an extension of our own consciousness, an infinite place we visit in dreams, where the boundaries and definitions of physical life do not exist, and time stands still. As Jane Roberts wrote in her poem on the present moment, for today is tomorrow, and present and past. Nothing exists, and everything will last. Frances's third piece is called Becoming. It's a 24 by 12, 24 pastel and acrylic on panel, on sale for $825. Francis writes, like the ocean sky, we're always in a state of becoming something beyond what we are now. The viewer is invited to enjoy for a moment the beauty in the evolutionary quality of self. Inspired by a sunset in Newport, Oregon. Our next artist is myself, Charlie Parslow. This piece is called A Moment in Spring. It's a 6-inch by 8-inch mocha hanger wood print, printed on mulberry paper, on sale for $175. I wrote, this traditional Japanese wood print captures the fleeting presence of snowdrops, heralding the onset of spring. My second piece, another mocha hanger wood print, is called Super Moon Event. It's a 6-inch by 8-inch mocha hanger wood print on mulberry paper, on sale for $200. I wrote, an exciting momentary event as the super moon peeps above Briar Ridge, beginning its journey across the evening sky. Next artist is Mary Parslow, and her first piece is called Forest Drive-By. This is a 9-inch by 20.5-inch mocha hanger wood print on mulberry paper, on sale for $300. And Mary wrote, this image is a mocha hanger Japanese woodblock print illustrating the effect of passing a forest in the car while driving. Fleeting perceptions include a variety of clear and vague images along the way. Mary's next piece was inspired by Hawaii, and it's called Catch a Wave. This is a 12 by 12-inch lino cut on a monotype, and it's printed on massa paper, on sale for $250. A lino cut printed over a monotype celebrating the huge waves that crash onto an Hawaiian beach, a momentary sea spectacle. Mary's second piece is called Deer in the Headlights. This is a 12 by 12-inch lino cut collage on a monotype and printed on massa paper, on sale for $250. And Mary writes, this image is a collage of monotype and lino cut depicting the chaos of an encounter with deer while driving along the road. It produces fleeting moments of heightened shock and fear, turning the world topsy-turvy. Mary's third piece is called Here Comes the Sun. It's a 4-inch by 4-inch lino cut on Saint Amand paper, on sale for $150. This is a lino cut with chincolet, alerting the viewer to that moment when the sun suddenly comes out from behind a cloud and transforms the day with its light. Mary's next piece is called Night Falling. It's a 12-inch by 7-inch lino cut printed on a wood print, on sale for $150. Mary writes, this print is made with a cedar wood block and a lino cut. A calm scene showing the moments when nighttime falls on a lake and trees. Mary's next piece is called Sunshine with Showers. This is another 4" by 4" lino cut on St. Amman paper, on sale for $150. This documents the feelings engendered when the strange natural occurrence of showers and sunshine come together. Our next artist is Carolyn Plunkett. And this piece I've seen this piece before, liked it very much. It's called Being Busy. It's a 9 by 12" acrylic on canvas. Carolyn writes, a glimpse of a delightful and necessary pollinator. It's on sale for $150. We now come to some pieces by Suzanne Sambo. And this first piece is called In Prayer. It's an 18" by 24" acrylic on canvas on sale for $2,000. And Suzanne writes, a very intimate moment of grace and sanctity captured in paint. Warm, rich colors surround this image as she receives Holy Communion and embodies the state of grace. Suzanne's second piece is called Wrangell Mountains, Alaska. It's a 24" by 72" at 6 feet, acrylic on canvas, on sale for $5,200. And Suzanne writes, painterly brushstrokes capture the rugged beauty of the Alaskan mountains with rich, warm colors of copper and gold, reflecting the deposits of these minerals in her majestic landscape. The snow-covered peaks reflect below in her glacial ponds along the eastern Alaskan range, which extends from the Copper River to the St. Elias National Park and Preserve near the Yukon border. And Suzanne's third and final piece is called Purveyor's Perch. I wondered about the title of this when I first saw this, but you'll see how the title came about. It's a 20 by 24" acrylic on canvas. It's on sale for $1,450. And Suzanne writes, capturing the fleeting moment as the raven perches on the weathered old building, surveying the landscape below for what opportunities it may hold. And now you can see the raven. But I enjoyed that title. The next artist is Sandy Trout. And this piece, which I have actually seen live, it's really captured well in this photograph. It's called Golden Glow. It's a 20 by 24" acrylic on canvas, on sale for $1,080. And Sandy writes, when the snow comes unexpectedly early and the sap is still running, the colors in the aspen trunks are often unusually beautiful. Dawn's arrival leaves intriguing patterns of lights and darks. Sandy's next piece is called Chance Encounter. It's a 20 by 24" acrylic on canvas, on sale for $1,080. And Sandy writes, a fleeting glimpse of this shy creature in the morning light was an unforgettable moment. Sandy's third piece is called Wild Enchantment. This is a 20 by 24 inch acrylic on canvas on sale for $1,080. And Sandy writes, Autumn's bravado is on display for this memorable glimpse of wild glory. And the next piece is called Follow Me. This is a 10 by 20 inch acrylic on canvas on sale for $450. And Sandy writes, Autumn's late afternoon light, dancing on fresh snow, and the rural road led me home. Another piece by Sandy. It's called Seize the Moment.
Well, we might have lost Charlie there, so I will just continue reading and he'll come.
I'm just phoning Tanis to see what's the matter.
I'm back.
Hello.
I'm back. I'm so sorry about that. My internet kicked out. So I will.
So we were at Sandy Trout, Seize the Moment.
Yes, I will start up the share screen again. Just give me a sec.
Well, I don't think anybody signed out. We told them something could happen.
Exactly. Okay, there you go.
Oh, here we are. So I'm just going to get my glass of wine. That was a nervous moment for me. So this is an 18 by 14 inch acrylic on canvas on sale for $625, and it's called Seize the Moment. And Sandy writes, Dawn's light strikes after the season's first snow, leaving unusual and beguiling morning hues on the aspen trunks. And Sandy's final piece is called Renewal. This is a 20 by 24 inch piece, acrylic on canvas on sale for $1,080. Sandy writes, I was attracted to this scene by how the colors in the distant trees, the new field, and the grasses in the shadows were highlighted as they began to assume their spring hues. Now to Tanis Tridal. So this piece is called the Stonekeeper's Talisman. It's an 8-inch by 10-inch color pencil on Stonehenge on sale for $250. And it's on sale for $250. And Tanis writes, I'm a stonekeeper, and they give me a feeling of positive energy, and each one in my collection represents a fleeting moment in my life. The silver talisman was my dad's. He believed it gave him power against illness. Positive energy and power against illness, two things desperately needed now as we fight this pandemic. The next piece by Tanis is called Papa and Me. This is a 16-inch by 14-inch graphite on HP watercolor paper on sale for $650. And Tanis writes, a child holds on to her grandpa's hand, eager for the adventure ahead. Now to Christina Warwick. Christina's piece here is called Like a River, Nature Flows. It's a 36 by 36 by 36 inch acrylic painting and Sumi ink on canvas for sale for $2,000. Christina writes, the cycle of nature is a series of fleeting moments. In each passing moment, one cycle ends and a new cycle begins. Against all odds, the salmon fights against the current to start the cycle of life once more. Shirley Weiss is our next artist, and her first piece is a 16 by 20 inch acrylic on canvas called Getting to Know You. It's on canvas board and it's on sale for $1,250. Shirley writes, on a beautiful autumn day, my granddaughter and I decided to go for a walk down the road. Before we got far, we were greeted by the neighbor's horses, and that was as far as my granddaughter got. Our walk was over, but I did get some good pictures. Another piece by Shirley is called Brothers and Puddles. It's a 20 by 16 inch acrylic on wrap canvas on sale for $850. This painting is definitely a fleeting moment. I caught this image of my great-grandsons walking in the puddles in front of our house. In the painting, I left out the house, but thought the dark shadows of our huge laurel willow tree were quite dramatic. And Shirley's third piece is called Waiting in Line, Chickadees. It's a 10 by 8 inch acrylic on board on sale for $350. Shirley writes, chickadees, everyone's favorite little bird, are always at the bird feeder. On this day, they could not share fast enough. And a final piece is called Cold Feet. A 10 inch by 8 inch acrylic on board for $350. This was a cold, frosty morning at the feeder for the chickadees. One little foot was curled up as if it was just too cold to put both feet on the cold metal. And our last artist is Mimi Zane Mackay. She has two pieces, and I've seen one of these before at a show at Beaver Lodge, I think. It's called At Ease. It's a 12 inch by 6 inch watercolor on cradled wood panel on sale for $300. And Mimi writes, a visitor cruising in my garden took a moment to rest and enjoy the peacefulness. And the final piece in this show is called A Moment in the Sun by Mimi Zhang Mackay, a 12 inch by 9 inch watercolor on cradled wood panel for $350. And she writes, attracted to the garden flowers, must go and see. So that concludes our slideshow. As I said earlier, in case you missed it, there were 60 pieces juried into this show. All pieces were juried into the qualifying category, which is extraordinary. So that's great. So now we move to the award winners. And I'll start with the honorable mentions, and if you could invite each artist, um, if they would like to say a few words about the piece and how they did it, and that would be great. So as I read the name out, you would need to unmute your speaker, which is on the left-hand bottom of the screen. So a very strong show, in my opinion. Great range as usual, and it's just good. I look forward to seeing all these pieces in the live, if that's ever possible. So our first honorable mention, and there are 3 honorable mentions, goes to Darlene Dotel for her piece Lace and Lads. Just a great image in front of me now. Darlene, can you say a few words about this? You unmute bottom left of the screen. You press the button. No, she's unable to do that. Okay. But anyway, that's a lovely, lovely photograph and image there. So congratulations, Darlene. You'll be getting your certificate through the mail from me. Our second honorable mention, the artist is Elizabeth Hutchinson, and it's for her piece called Ephemeral Lullabies. Are you there, Elizabeth?
I'm here, Charlie.
Oh, yes. Tell us about this piece. And congratulations.
Thank you. I did this piece, I started just with the floral and the plants, and when the color scheme came together, it reminded me my mom used to have these vines crawling up her bird feeder. So the colors brought back the fleeting memories. So it was very much a piece for my mom.
Nice. So that's, now I understand your artist statement better. Thank you. Congratulations. Our final honorable mention is Mimi Zhang Mackay for her piece At Ease. Congratulations, Mimi. Can you say a few words about this piece?
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi. Yes. Yeah, when I was doing this piece, I met this little guy in my garden. I have a rock garden in front of my house. Often I found this little special friends come to visit. So I very lucky to got a snapshot with this little guy with my camera.
Oh, good.
And yeah, so I just find this little guy full of curiosity and energy, and just the look, it just get me. I have to paint him.
Right.
So yeah, so that's, and I just love the birds and love paint them. And that's all. Thank you.
No, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. So our third place winner is Tanis Tridle for her piece, The Stone Keeper's Talisman. Congratulations, Tanis. Like to say a few words about this?
Thank you, Charlie. Anybody that knows me knows that I love to collect rocks. I just love them. I love the textures, the feel of them. So while I was doing this drawing, those were the things that I was concentrating on, was the textures and the feel of each of the rocks, the colors, the patterns. But in particular, that one little thing there that isn't quite like all the others, the talisman that my dad carried in his pocket. And so that's very special for me too. So thank you, everybody. The artworks are just absolutely amazing. Really well done.
Well, thank you. Now our second place goes to Gary Lowe for his piece, Pine Pass 1867. Is Gary on board with this? No, he's not. So Gary is an artist who I've known for years. In his, he's worked in different capacities in our community here in Dawson Creek. But I didn't know he was an artist, and so this is I didn't know until about 2 years ago. So this is a large piece that captures an historic moment in our area. Well, now to our first place. Now, before we present this, again, I want to acknowledge the support of Ovintiv in helping us keep our chapter able to have these prizes and all the things we do in our workshops and so on. And the first prize goes to Suzanne Sambo for her piece, Wrangell Mountains, Alaska. A large piece. Suzanne, I know, is been taking part in this online cast here. Are you there, Suzanne?
I'm here, Charlie.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
What'd you like to tell us about this piece?
Well, last June, we took a trip of a lifetime. We went up north to Alaska and spent a month traveling throughout Alaska. It's pretty amazing, and the scenery was incredible. I came back with like 5,000 photos, so have a lot of material to work from. And you know, we stopped alongside the road, and there was this little pond. We had a little wait there, and I captured this photograph of these majestic mountains. It was beautiful from start to finish, and I'll be doing lots more paintings from up there. And congratulations to everybody on all the amazing work. It's just a beautiful show.
Well, thank you, and congratulations again. That's you certainly had a big canvas to work on. That's great. Is that your biggest piece, Suzanne?
No, it's not. I actually kind of by chance ended up with a canvas of this size, and then now I've actually done a couple of them with these dimensions. So it's kind of fun, and it captures that type of scene really well because you've got the long expanse of the mountain.
Yes. Yeah. Well, congratulations, and just a word that about our workshop. We always have workshops associated with our shows. We will be having workshops as soon as we can, and Suzanne, I believe, will be giving one of our workshops. So that's great. Well, that concludes our first online show. I know for myself, this is the second time I've gone through this, had a practice run. I've certainly had a good opportunity at looking at the art, but I want you to know that this whole slideshow has been recorded. So you can go back in your leisure time and capture it again, and stop the recording and focus on, you'll have a good opportunity of viewing. That's what I'm trying to say. And again, if anybody wants to buy a piece, just get hold of me and I will put the purchaser in contact with the buyer, and then you guys would work things out. So thank you. We had 29, I think, people taking part in this, which is great. And thank you, Tanis. And we'll sign off, and I wish you all a pleasant spring. Spring has sprung in the Peace Country, and enjoy your solitude and just get painting or crafting or whatever you're doing. Thank you. Bye.